Pashedu, who also owns tomb number 326, was a servant in the abode or place of truth in western Thebes. His tomb is from the 19th and 20th dynasties, the Ramesside period. We descend to the little burial chamber, which has a domed ceiling and colorful scenes covering its walls. Images of the god Anubis sitting atop his shrine in the shape of a jackal can be seen on both walls of the corridor that leads to it. Entering the burial chamber, we see a scene at the top of the entrance wall that represents the god Tsoker as a winged falcon inside a boat, with Kaha, son of Pashedu, being worshipped in front of it. Behind the boat, there is another son named Mena, who is heading in prayer to a group of gods that are depicted on the other wall, including Osiris, Jehuti, or Thoth, Hathor, Rehorakti, Neith, Selkut, Anubis, and Wepba'et. Additionally, we see the eye of Udjat in the shape of a winged falcon above the head of the god Tsoker. The scene below this one shows the deceased kneeling beneath a fruitful dum palm tree and sipping water from a lake, and it is located on the right side of the entrance wall. 3 rows of the deceased's relatives, led by the father at the far right of the upper register with white hair, are located on the same wall on the left side of the interior. Moving now to the southern, left, wall, we see the deceased and his family offering offerings to the falcon-headed god Horus. On the northern, right, wall, there is an embodiment of the Djed pillar and a scene depicting the deceased and his daughter as he is standing and worshipping the gods Rehorakti, Adam, Khepri, Anta. The scene of the sacred voyage to Abydos is then depicted on the 2 walls in the farthest section of the interior. It shows the deceased and his wife's boat, together with a young girl and an offering table in front of them. On the narrow inner wall at the end of the burial chamber, facing inward, there is a scene representing the god Osiris sitting on his throne in front of a mountain, and behind him is the god Horus in the form of a falcon, and in front of him is the eye of Udjat, with human hand holds an oil lamp with 2 wicks, and below it we see the deceased worshipping, and he is kneeling before the god Osiris. The scenes beneath the scene are crashed, yet it still has the same oil lamp as before. The ruins of a coffin bearing spells from the Book of the Dead and the Negative Confessions, chapter number 125, are visible at the end of the room, along with a scene depicting Anubis attending the deceased's mummy as it lies on a bed. 8 gods and goddesses, arranged from east to west, are depicted on the southern, left, half of the ceiling. They are Osiris, Isis, Nut, Nun, Nephthys, Geb, Anubis, and Wepba'et, together with prayers aimed at the eye of Re. Another set of 8 gods and goddesses, from east to west, are depicted on the northern, right, half of the ceiling. They are Osiris, Jehuti, or Thoth, Hathor, Rehorakti, Neith, Serkut, Anubis, and Wepba'et.